So from a somewhat indirect recommendation from Addy's girlfriend Haley, I decided to try Horchata, which is supposed to be fairly similar to the alcoholic variant of it, rum chata. And it took me about 2 hours or so, give or take a few minutes, to walk up to the shops to get it. And honestly, I was doubting whether it would even be there, or if it was there, if it would be vegan. As you can see, at least from the pictures of it, it does look a bit milky. Although, fortunately it is, and it was only $2.60, which obviously isn't cheap, but it's fairly cheap given that there was only one place in the city that I could definitely find it. I'm sure there's other places, but that's the only place that really came up. The main ingredients seem to be simple water, tiger nuts, which I've never tried before, and sugar. So again, kind of a nut milk in a way, similar to hazelnut milk or whatnot. So I imagine it'll be quite nutty, quite sweet, and somewhat milky in the realms of alternative milks. And honestly, aside from the 2 hour walk, it took me about well over 20 minutes, maybe close to half an hour, just to find somewhere that was fairly secluded enough, because where this is probably the most beautiful part of the city, it's also, at least compared to where I generally travel, a far more busier part. So even in the parks and whatnot, it's hard to find anywhere that's quiet, that's devoid of people. Even this place isn't completely secluded. I was hoping to get down there, which would have been a good bit better, but unfortunately either the fences have been just completely replaced or fixed up so there's no holes in it at the moment, and it's fairly tall and sharp. So yeah, I'm not getting over it. With that being said, I suppose you just try it, and it was only upon actually going to the shops that I realised that rather unintentionally this is becoming a bit of a kind of drink review channel, given that I talked about Coke in a video I did yesterday for 20 minutes, and then Earl Grey tea for another video which was 5 minutes. Hopefully this will be the last one for at least a while, but who knows, this just randomly came up. So yeah, we'll just try it. Unfortunately, like the Coke from yesterday, it wasn't as chilled as I'd like it to be, it isn't as cold, but, and again I've not tried it, but I'd imagine this is a drink that can be served either hot or cold. Like the Coke, it's slightly chilled. Looks a bit thicker than I thought it'd be. I don't know if I like that. Given I've not tasted alcohol, I wouldn't know, but it does taste something like what I'd imagine alcohol to taste like. It's definitely nutty as well though. It's probably the tiger nuts that I'm tasting. Again, it's kind of nutty, but there's like a strong flavour almost reminiscent of alcohol in there. Again, I wouldn't know that though. It's kind of the same consistency of milk. I think a bit thicker, a bit lighter in some ways. Again, I really don't know if I like this, to be honest. It's not something I'd ever get again. There is a certain sweetness to it, but the sweetness is really, the sweetness and nuttiness of it, the kind of nut flavour is overpowered by, and I'm sure that is a part of the nut flavour, but not kind of general vague, but again, whatever that taste is. Again, all I can really say is somewhat reminiscent to what I'd imagine alcohol would taste like, although I imagine the rum version is a bit sweeter, probably more pleasant, who knows. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to finish that. I mean, there's what, a litre in it? Yeah, there's a litre in there. And I doubt that I've drank 150 mils. Even from the first sip of it, I've been taking very, very small gulps. I'll try it a few more times, 4 more times. Nah. This is the last drink I'm taking off it, and then it's going in the bin, so I'll take a fairly big one for that. Yeah, I'm just going to close that right over. I don't really have any reason to taste it again. It's not quite inedible, it's not disgusting, probably isn't too harsh of a word, but it's not like I could never drink it again or I couldn't finish it, but again, honestly, I do think it tastes quite disgusting, not horribly so or sickeningly so, but it is rather disgusting. Again, there's definitely a sweetness to it, but the sweetness is very light. There's a nuttiness to it, which is stronger than the sweetness, but not too overpowering. And then there's the, again, keep in mind what's in it. Water, tiger nut, sugar, emulsifiers, stabiliser and flavouring. Imagine that taste is the tiger nuts, which I've not had before, but it is a nutty taste, but there's something else to it. I just don't like it all, quite disgusting. So yeah, unfortunately I'm going to bin this. I'll probably take one more drink just as the last one. I doubt this will be the last time I ever try it. But yeah, I mean I paid $2.60 for that, so about $3, I'd say $3.10, $3.20, $3.20, so it's not nothing. I could have got a few cheaper drinks for that. But even given that, again, not inedible, not sickeningly so, but so disgusting that I never have it again and bloody finish it. So I do apologise for that, but I simply don't like it.